Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will cover when we will use the WeakMap. In what kind of situation it's better to use WeakMap. Okay. The main area for WeakMap is an additional data storage, and here I just give two use cases. It actually has more. And the first use case is, suppose we are working with an object, and this object probably belongs to other code or belongs to another library. But meanwhile, you want to store some additional data with that object. And that data should only exist where the object is alive. And you can use WeakMap to do that. That also have another hidden reason is, for this object, it's sealed, which means you don't want to change the structure on the object itself, because in JavaScript object, when you have the object, you can use object dot notation to add extra features on that, right? And in these cases, you don't want to change the object structure. Probably it's because it belongs to another code, it belongs to third-party library, or it's sealed. You cannot change it. That's why WeakMap match is exactly what is do what you need in this case. We can give a simple example using the code. Here, HTML5. Let me add a script tag here. Suppose you have requirement which is want to count count the visits for all the users. So if the user visited this page once, then you every time the logged in user access the current page, okay, you will increase one. Or every page, okay, it will increase one, which is a counts. Okay, here we can do is just do a simple function, which is a count visits. Okay, visits. Okay, then here we give object. So whenever we have an object which is user, suppose we give user okay, whenever the user click on the page, and we will count how many times he clicked on the page or she clicked on the page. Since we haven't learned DOM, we are just using a function to represent that. Okay, so here we can definitely here, because we are practice for WeakMap, we can do is say map, okay, equals new WeakMap, because when the user left, which is logs out, we don't want to remember his or her visit counts. Only when she or the user is alive, we want to keep it. Okay, that's our requirement. Okay, here we can do a let count equals, first we get from the map, right? We get it from map based on user, and if it has values, we'll use the values. Otherwise, if it's the first time, it will give you undefined, and we just give it 0. Okay, and then we will do is in the map set, we'll set it back user, and we can do like a count plus, which is after the user suppose it's 0, and then we will set we should say plus count, because if I use a count plus, the first time will be always 0. This one we will increase first. Okay, that one it will assign and increase. This one will increase one first, then assign into the map. Okay, so later on, when we have a user, suppose we have a user John, and he logs in. Name is John. We give a name is John. Okay. Logs in, and then we can like count visits and give John here. And if suppose this one is a click button we will go to this function, right? The first time it will do, you will see the map, we can see LG the map, okay? You will see is 1, and second time we do one more time, it will give 2, right? Okay, I will do is okay. Here has ML. Refresh our inspect and the console, and in the WeakMap you will see here is 1. Okay, now if I do twice, okay, and we will see this here 2. And if we have another user and another user John 2, okay, I will join John 2 and John 2 and John 2, and for John 2 he comes back to this page 3 times. Refresh, here we have 2. This is for John, and this one is John 2. And then if I set the John equals now, by this one it has in the map probably we cannot immediately see the John is being removed, because when John is removed, it after we assign John equals now, when this object gonna be removed from the map depends on the garbage collection. So here I cannot guarantee, we cannot guarantee, okay. We have to use the let. Okay. Here you still see here list, but in the entries here we don't see this 2, okay. And if we want to try again, we can use the timeout, which is probably after 10 seconds, and to see probably at that time it's already been garbage collected, okay. Because the garbage collection we have no control on that. Let's take a look at, okay. So after 10 seconds, here actually is it's not removed. After 10 seconds, so probably we can see a change. Hey, what happened? I make a John map. Let's try. It probably prevent the garbage collection already. Anyway, this one kind of like a prevent. Let me see one more time. Here, still okay. We have to probably wait longer, okay. But because when this object is removed from WeakMap, we cannot guarantee, depends on the garbage collection, which is the V8 one in our case. Okay, here I don't want to try more. Okay, you can try by yourself, which will increase this number, and because this one is 10 seconds, you can increase it to be longer and to see if it works. Okay, so this is the first use case. I will go to the second use case. Case 2, and the second use case is the caching. Let me go to which is you can store the cached result from a function, so the future calls on the same object can reuse it. Suppose you have a function which the arguments, the parameter of the function is an object, and this function should be a pure function, because if it's not a pure function, we cannot cache it. Suppose a pure function means when we give a same input, the same input means the same value to the function parameters, okay? And no matter when we call and how many times we call, it will always give me the same result. In this case, we can cache the result, and this is called a pure function. And if it's not a pure function, because every time I give the object which is a name is John, but it give me different result. Okay, I call once, it will give me one result. I call twice, it will give me another result. In this case, you cannot use this way, which is caching. Okay, only pure function here. So because our arguments is an object, okay, and if it's like when we do when I talk about memorization for the Fibonacci, that's a number, and for the numbers we just use a map, but here is related to the object. And we can also do a demo, but it doesn't make any meaningful, okay, because suppose I have a function which is do something, okay, on object, okay, and here I pass an object here, okay, and this function is a pure function, okay. If I give you the same object, it will here you can do something like an object that suppose we just do what should we do, just return object dot toString. Okay, here in the real world, you should be it should have some business logic, okay. Here I just don't do it, okay. And suppose, and this business logic every time takes like 5 minutes to do, and it's a pure function, and we can store the result to save the time, right? Because it's a pure function and it takes time to every time to do the same calculation, okay. But here I just call toString, okay, and then what do we do? Then we return the result, okay. So if it's this function is doing that, and for caching we can do is here we can add we can add what they called cache, okay, equals new WeakMap, because it's an object, and if the object doesn't exist in our application anymore, okay, no one point to that, there's no need to remember what's thing, there's no need to remember their values, okay. So that's what we do. We can do here, which is we can do here no, we can have to do a count first, okay. If what's thing cache dot has, okay, obj, if it or has, okay, and then we can do is let me put this result, letter result, okay, and here we can do is like this way. If it has, we can do is result equals cache dot get, right, and here give obj, okay. Else what we will do is we will do the calculation, and then we will use cache dot set obj, use this object as key and result as values. So next time when the same object is given, it won't go to the calculation here, okay, you will go to this part. So let's do a test, okay. So const obj equals, suppose is x1 y2, okay, and then we will do is we will do something on object. We will call obj first, okay. We will call obj once, and we will call obj again, obj2, okay. And then here I will add a console log here first, inside if, okay, like this way. And the second time I will do is here I will do inside the cache, inside the else, okay. So when I call twice obj, when I call the first time it should go to the else, the second time it should go to the if, right. Now let me go back to our browser. The first time is go to else, second time is go to if. If I call multiple times, okay, if I call multiple times, Okay, then you should only have else once, and all other conditions should go to if, right? So all of them go to if. Okay, so that's the two use cases related to the WeakMap. It may have other scenarios you will find in your real project. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.